I think throughout the pool, they play it on some maps where I just think it's not very good. I think Sunset is maybe one of them.
Well, they have listened to you, so I don't know what it is. Can you, what's the future? What's the
predicted the
lottery
future. I love it.
And CNED will be on Omen, and Zeus will be playing the Jet. On the other side, though, you also have to get so excited for the Sociable Chamber.
Yeah, you really do. And BBL, I mean, this is a composition that they have played on Ascent in the past. So yeah, intrigued to see how this works up against FUT's composition, which we are going to see Zeus on that Jet. We're going to see CNED on the Omen, two things that we kind of expected coming into Ascent, even if it does upset us to see it. So yeah, I mean, Yesaje on the Rise, that is definitely an interesting head-to-head for me.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking very carefully at both Yesaje and Magnum's micro. I know that Magnum in particular is very good at finding those plays and how that is going to interact with the Chamber. The Vice and Chamber together are a very good combination. I want to see if BBL have perfected it like they did with Pearl earlier in the year.
And like I said already, this is a must-win for FUT. If they do not take a map against BBL here, they won't have any more opportunities for the rest of this year. And for BBL, of course, they're playing for seeding, but very, very important seeding. Nobody wants to be seed 4, Mitch and Tom, heading to playoffs.
Well, Tom, I heard Yinsu talk at the start of the week about the law of FUT. Now, I'm not an expert on that. Maybe we'll have to consult our third-person observer, Jack Igo, big into the law. Young Jack is. But I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know exactly how to read into that. But what I do know is that they said on the desk a little bit more concisely, a little more short as well. That wasn't a mini joke. That FUT always make it the champs. To do so, they will have to win here on Ascent. They will have to beat BBL, something that has avoided them throughout the entirety of this year. They're 2-0 down against them, as we saw starting out the series.
And on this map.
And on this map, indeed. The first time we saw it this year, Tom, it was quite the escapade.
Yeah, it was a 25-23 victory for BBL, and then the next time it was 13-10. So they've been slowly improving, if anything, but it is FUT now with CNED in the mix and playing with that Omen as well. He has been fierce to face off against. So I think that they've got an opportunity, but I wouldn't necessarily come into this one massively confident that they are going to take this one over the line, especially with Sociable playing this Chamber. It has been an agent that I think when Pearl was in the map pool, people started avoiding it, not to face off against him.
Well, the pistol round for BBL, defensive side, and already Sociable's being spotted, but Levin, he flew under the radar. Yesaje's down. Sociable takes Zeus as they look to re-clear that short position. They are running to their deaths, and now it's Levin pursuing them. As he swings out on short, he's got two comrades with him, and it'll be CNED to hold off against the horde of BBL. We talked about their pistol round win percentage. We saw it pop up at the start of this map, and it will be 3 for 3 so far in favor of BBL. An in-zone flawless this time.
Yeah, they have been so good in their pistol rounds, but when you have an aggressive or nigh-on double duelist playing, it's so difficult to deal with these two players. Like, it is basically you're expecting one, the other swings, you're trying to predict what one will do, the other is there once again, and having these sort of slow starts to matches really isn't helping out FUT, because we saw it in both halves. They needed an impressive comeback to keep themselves in the previous map. Well, they can't afford to have that again.
It's no small sample size either, those stats. 91. Hello, deep push from Levin. It's 4 on the board. We saw his third ace in VCT EMEA. No, Profek. He's stolen away the fourth, but still, it's 2-0 to BBL nonetheless.
And another in-zone flawless at that. They are keeping it clean and keeping the sponsors happy while they do it. It is, yeah, a lovely spray transfer as well. A lot of the time, the Bulldog can be very unforgiving.
Let's go!
Now that now puts him just a couple away from having that dimensional drift already online. It puts them once more in a position where they have those Bulldogs. Although I will say their success rate with the Bulldogs has actually been very low. I don't even think they've done much in terms of damage with them so far in the series.
Back-to-back in-zone flawlesses, no picks for FUT so far. It's not even about the first blood in the round, the first blood in the game on their side is what they're seeking out, and many more alongside it. Rifles in hand, deep push, and it's Zeus to take one down. Magnum left, and they fall as well. BBL, they've been locked out of this round by the looks of things. Especially with Yumpy still there, Marshall in hand. He won't have much to do, but he hopes they'll pursue him and give Sociable a chance. Instead, they give him a bullet to the head.
Oh. It's going to be the triple. It is. Another in-zone flawless. 3 in a row. Let's keep it going. We've broken records with these teams before. Maybe we're going for the most in-zone flawlesses in a row.
Let's go.
I don't know what the record for that is, and if Captain Cal somehow has that stat available to him, I think he might just be living in the Matrix.
Yeah, listen, I think it's going to take him about 14 seconds to find out.
Bravo, Baynard! Let's go!
But that's a great response. Like I said, we didn't have a single kill on the side of FUT going into that round. So important to not just win, but to win convincingly. They're right back on the horse. But now they're up against the full buy. Now they're up against the operator in the hands of Sociable. And if you thought he was dangerous with that headhunter in hand, well, just wait till you see this big gun.
B-side looking like, I was going to say most likely, but almost a definitive target. You've got all 5 players on that side of the map. No one playing into mid just yet. No control over on A. This is not only incredibly direct, but seemingly quite scripted. There is 3 players ready and waiting. The flash has not worked out wonderfully for them. There might have been the counter being popped on the other side by Magnum. And while Magnum is just going to town, they've now been isolated by the wall. They're being slaughtered on entry.
A beautiful setup from Magnum indeed. As soon as that flash comes through, it's half a second of a wait, and then he pops the arc rose that we see here at the back of the site. That immediately blinds up Zeus, who has no chance of finding that kill. We saw it. And from there is nothing that you can do. And nothing that Yedajay can do. He's in a 1v4. He's locked in as well. We just saw the POV of Profek, who has sat down in the spawn. There is no way for this rotation to go backwards. And if he goes forwards, it's much worse. 3 players, one of which is Sociable with the operator in hand. There's a chance, though. He got the angle off of him. Swings into the 1v1. Nice attempt, but a really solid round from BBL, and it is Magnum's utility that gives them all of those advantages. And also mentioning the wall that we saw inside of B main.
The other thing as well is, though, I feel like FUT made it very easy for them to have players there because they put no pressure on middle, no pressure on A. So it's like it was very early how telegraphed that play was coming in. Because I think it was even just sending the clone through middle and it never being shot and flashes going out. Like, there was nothing in response. I feel like you can't be that telegraphed when BBL are on the other side because they rotate quite quick.
I could be wrong, but I think Levin might even have popped a flash there off the wall so it would be behind his teammates, because we saw there from the POV of Zeus that he gets blinded up by the arc rose, but then a blue flash, and I think it might have been Levin's. I could be misreading that in the moment, but either way, great utility usage by BBL. Zeus had no chance. Your entry goes down. The wall isolates the rest of the troops. And from there, I mean, united they stand, but we know what happens when they're divided. Zeus goes down alone here as well. Great opening pick from Profek. That operator holding on to control of mid. It is just seconds away from a challenge, but not from a pick.
Okay.
Yedajay gets him this time.
Yeah, an important one as well. Now, I will say that Levin has gone walkabouts on the other side. I think he's even put a gate crash past the wall, so he can TP through if he desires. I think at this stage, just waiting it out to see if anybody will give him extra information. That hold is a lot more valuable than going any further aggressive. But Yedajay isn't just sitting pretty on the other side.
Standing ahead. 30 seconds left.
Nice shot by Yedajay. That mid space he claimed early isn't just given away. Levin! That was a risky maneuver, but they were desperate. They wanted to get that pick back, and they've done it. But TP with Spike, CNET alone, look how far away everybody else is. These players are so isolated that if they're quick, if they get in here, they could isolate CNET and just find the defuse before anyone can have anything to say about it. The quick pace towards the site opens up a door for Profek to make that late flank on the flankers. This is dangerous, and it all relies on CNET holding his ground. He's got his paranoia. That's going to buy him a little bit of time, buy his teammates time for the rotation, but he needs to win the fight on backside, and now the pressure is really on. It's behind the boxes too. They can easily stick that, but instead they look for the fights, and Levin takes it across the line. A denial of Yedijay's ace. And a round win for BBL, now 4-1 in the lead.
Yeah, it was honestly a superb round from Yedijay. Like, from start to finish, winning that opening fight is always going to be difficult versus Sociable. Then he cuts off rotations, makes the space on the other side of the map as well. Even when things got a little bit dicey, he allowed for that rotation to happen and tried to slow them on their way back in. Surprise. But the fact is, it was just everybody being that little bit slower. And I do actually think as well that Cracks, although only slightly, he was delayed because they never tripped that wall. So when the two defenders ran through the wall, Cracks actually can't sprint through anymore. So he just has to wait. He waits and watches to see if anybody's rotating from the other side.
Well, a 4-1 start for BBL. No surprise that FUT decided to call this timeout here. They've had trouble dealing with some of these setups. You look towards that push on B, where obviously the Arc Rose was waiting, the utility, I believe, Levin's flash as well, but then just think back on these rounds and how much impact this man himself has had. The duelist for BBL, Levin, having a field day so far here on Ascent.
Yeah, it was incredible last week, and I think we're starting to see that depth of agent pool start to increase, because we were sort of worried that CNED known for a very similar thing, that maybe we just had a Jet 1 trick on our hands. But I think especially with the likes of Yoru, we're starting to see him really come into his own, and even a raise here and there that looks pretty good. So I think important that we see more and more from him, because it allows just that little bit of extra flexibility. For example, with Sociable moving over to an agent that in supportive util has next to nothing. Even still though, Levin's got to be careful. He was somewhat isolated, and you know what? Those trades really aren't bad. That's going to give some good weaponry over to the side of FUT.
Mr. Fallen, 20 HP though. Zeus not too healthy either. Those spams from Magnum dangerously close to dropping someone, and when it does eventually happen, it's two that fall at his hands. A convincing enough round for BBL. It got shaky. There was some promise there for FUT, but in the end, it's the same result. A 5-1 start, reminiscent of that previous map. The result cannot be the same, or FUT be locked out of playoffs.
That's what I was going to say. Are we just going to end with another 7-5 half in favor of BBL, and then they're going to close things out? Like, I feel like we are getting ourselves into a similar position where FUT start incredibly slow. Eventually, they'll win themselves a round. That will get the win back in their sails, and then we get a close half.
I mean, I think that's quite likely. I think that's quite likely. You certainly have to hope for that, because you don't want to see FUT go out flat either. But I highly doubt that's what we're going to get to see.
Vitality won't mind.
Yeah, Vitality.
Yeah, no, guys.
I can hear Rob from here.
Yeah, whenever we're talking about a comeback, he's just going, shut up.
Shut the
hell up.
Well, we could be caster cursing it for him. It's okay. So you're going to see this mid pressure go through. Spike sitting outside B main with a wall to protect as well. Flash is good. Magnum blind. It gets one, but eventually Mr. Fallen topples the dominoes. And now look at what is left to do for Sociable. He's in a really rough position, trying to fall back. That teleporter could even be spammed. By now, it might even be seen if they had made it out towards logs, and he can't really afford to wide peek into those angles. Now, teleport can't be used at all.
They know he's there.
He's been hit by the knife. They know where he is. They know it's an op. They've seen him now. Arc Rose blinding him up, and Mr. Fallen there to execute on the back of it. Very nice stuff coming in from FUT. And a 4v2, they cannot afford to let this slip.
It'd have to be a mistake. And you see CNED takes one look and just decides, okay, it's not worth it. Don't need to take this fight anymore. Cracks already ending the life of another. And yeah, the wall being tripped is enough knowledge of Levin that this now doesn't really have any value to it. Not going to overface or risk it from this point. Their weaponry is not in a good, or sorry, their finances are not in a good enough spot. FUT, as I said, they find themselves around, and the thing is that whenever they do, either it's a low buy round that they shouldn't win, or it feels like it's quite a convincing one. Like in isolation, that was a very comfortable round. A solid flash going through to get them the opener. Like Yumpy was completely blind, and they're even going to clear out the remaining weapon at the end. It looks like a completely different FUT to what we've seen so far in this map.
Yeah, it started with this. The initial flash not catching Magnum.
Yeah, no, it was Yumpy was so
Once they
blind.
dealt
Look
with
at
him, it's done. It's dusted. Backside overtaken, but they still clear out main. The flash of the very late lurker in the form of Yedege stopping any impact, because hell, there's a world where Sociable gets out of there winning the round. But that flash, it destroyed his chances. 5-2 on the board for FUT. They're up against Pistols, and this is a road right back in to this map, back into this series. It was 5-1 down, but it should be 5-3. They're holding as well on the right angles, and there's backup, plenty of weapons ready for that fight. Beautiful stuff.
We've seen a fair few of these rounds slip for FUT. So again, you see the group up, you see the early fights. I think the way they've been utilizing both flashes, like be it from Yetege, or be it from Cracks, have been very good. I think the setup in their utility has been fantastic. It's just at times they've definitely been caught. Got to be careful. Not this time though. Zeus is going to remove Sociable, and now the site is fully open for business. The remaining two players looking to rotate him from behind. This really is already starting to feel like a little bit of deja vu.
Yeah, the climb back commenced, but I mean, this is a round that obviously should be going FUT's way. I think the real swing back in their favor will come in the next if they win that. For now, BBL are sat outside of B main waiting to see if this will be the choice of FUT to exit in this direction. They have to gamble on somewhere. No knowledge of where these pistols await. And if they do, that's where Profek and Magnum try to make it costly. Well, Magnum's already been punished.
I love that.
They are coming his way. So Profek still stands a chance of dropping a few more weapons, costing a few more credits to the other side. They've seen him now. They've got a safe corner inside of main.
Is there enough room?
Should be.
Gonna be cozy. And like that, it didn't even matter. Zeus was like, guys, I'm just gonna go kill him. Why are you guys cowering in the corner?
Save? What's that?
Oh. Oh, lad. Another to the tally. 5-3. Still BBL in the lead, but we've seen this in every single half
Last player
of the map so far.
Prophet.
Now we get to see if it's the same again. Can FUT continue this run back? Looking at the Tour de Force and looking at the Steel Garden, Blade Storm, Hunter's Fury, a lot of ultimates available for either side. Well, the first to be used is the one I didn't name. So no, come on.
Showing off now, Tom. There's all the names. The flash drive. That's his flash there.
Love that one.
Sent through. Gets them towards main. Seizes a little bit of space, but back towards A they shall go, and there's quite a bit waiting for them there.
Decoy.
As the util comes back online, the wall's going to be tripped, but that is just them retreating, taking away that security in the late round, and taking away Sociable in the early. He's down and out. The flash through from Levin. He's fighting around those thorns, but they're going to blind him up, and he has no way out. Caught by the knife. Magnum and Profek do well, but Levin is in the crosshairs of almost every player. It's a deep push. A gamble play from Yumpy. He's ahead of the pack and he's punished.
Oh.
Mr. Fallen almost in the same boat.
Oh, weaponry taken. Gives a decent fight already. And leaves Mr. Fallen. Last man standing. Gun should be coming back online. He needs to start that spam, and Profek. He's a brick wall standing in the way. Won't allow any spams onto his teammate. And what was a scrappy round, a back and forth round, BBL will be very happy to come out on top.
Oh, without a doubt. This is a crazy play by Yumpy and a 360 jump shot on the other side.
Someone put that in a frag movie.
Yeah, that actually looked hella clean.
Perfect on the shot.
Well, it worked out on short eventually, 6-3.
This isn't like an old games console cartridge. I'm going to blow in the bottom of my mouse to fix it.
It could have been a bit of dust. I could have been more cost than it, you know?
Yeah,
Better safe than sorry.
yeah.
Better safe than sorry. 6-3, and I think that's what I said, right? Like, you win that eco, it's expected. Levin's gone crazy. The deep push on B main, but it's only trading out these kills. FUT have seized control of a Sociable. It's a very difficult angle. Such a wide array of positions that you can be peeked from down below, the little head peek. But he's got a bit of space.
Take flight.
He's got a teammate with him, but now
Hello.
they'll all be spotted. 2 players down below. A good angle to avoid being taken down by that tour de force. But there are still 2 rifles to fight their way down. A flash popped off the wall. It's nicely done, but it blinded Propek. He still gets out of there with 2. But low HP dealt with in the end by Cracks. FUT may have lost the previous, but the climb back continues.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's looking like a 7-5 half. That's what I'm calling. It's been the save all the way through. The start was nice for Levin, but it seems like Yedeje was never in the plans of this attack inside. They were very aggressively hitting in towards. I think it was based off, okay, you see that set execute with the Yoru, you expect there to be more of a layer to it, like maybe a 2nd or 3rd player, so they just react, just run straight into A. There was still a lot of players there, but it didn't matter. They found the trades.
You know, they took it across the line in the end. Again, it's... Tom, I'm with you now. I thought you were hitting it too early, but the deja vu. 6-4, pistols for BBL, likely to fight for the last to get that small advantage at the halftime. This is sunset all over again.
And what do you mean?
They have a little more to work with. Headhunter and Guardian, the Headhunter in position, but the hunt isn't successful. They'll go hungry tonight as the B site seems to be under threat, and that is not where the Headhunter is. It's not where the Guardian is. It should be where FUT finds success.
You take this. I want a gun. Wall will be tripped. Still getting a bit nervous. Is the trade there? It is. That's Levin with a rifle.
Not ready yet.
Okay, sure, it trades out the Guardian, but that's still a pretty decent upgrade. And they're now wary of that flank. That's sort of jokingly said it, but I am starting to feel a little bit nervous for the side of FUT. They are moving back with 35 seconds left. They've still got some pressure in onto this B main, which... with a Hunter's Fury available late into the round. You can see Yumpy's moving back. I think he's realized my ult here could actually be a deciding factor if they leave it too late.
Well, they've already ran the clock down at 20 seconds in Sociable. But he has caused a lot of problems now. Those 2 picks with 14 seconds left. They've got to hasten it. Run into this site. Yedeje does his best, but not finding the kill. It will be Magnum to swing and give the pay safe card thrifty to BBL. We thought this would be a round loss. Hell, there's a point where it looks like a round win could come from the Hunter's Fury, and they get it done without it.
I was about to say we. I don't know what it was, but that round just from how tentative and almost hesitant FUT were being. Knowing them, they'll probably take the last round anyway, just to make it a reality. But yeah, that one was messy. And I think, again, like BBL just stacking up behind their utility, having that aggression from Propek and Levin, just isolating that individual on the other side of the map and just being halted by all that Vice util. They put themselves in a tougher struggle. Even still. Now have a buy for this one. Cracked, I think off the orb tap, they've gone for the contact with a Hunter's Fury, and fair play. Off that alone, Yumpy has just found a kill.
Enemy down.
Well, it's traded back. The wall bang from Mr. Fallen. Levin down, a big player removed. The operator of Sociable, still a danger, especially as this goes late, but you're going to see this rotation taken nice and passive, if at all, from FUT. Looking to avoid that mid space, at least to begin with. And indeed just clearing it. Okay, it was the recon that they were sending out. I'm a little worried seeing CNET step in there as now Sociable gets a bit more aggressive, but it's in A main where the real danger lies. Yumpy's just spotting them. Is he going to stick around? Going back in there would be suicide, but luckily he backs off. Look at this deep push coming down through short. It's a massive play from Sociable. There's nothing here to spot him. Device wall's on the other side of the map.
He's going to take his
He'll
gun.
remove his weapon. Headhunter still there to play with. He's made it around, Classic in hand, and they're not even looking. It's a freebie, but he's taken down after.
Yeah, 12 seconds. That's the real problem. Yumpy on the cross has already made his presence known, and whoa, it bought them time, but the main thing was Yumpy in the end. It's not going to be the 7-5 that was maybe expected. It is an 8-4 half coming out of it for BBL. They have a chance to put themselves third, but more importantly, FUT, they are in serious trouble. They need to win this next half.
One enemy remains. 10 seconds left. Spike down A.
Welcome back, folks. It's time to find out how this story ends, or if there is one more chapter. Taking a look at the standings here, Tom, you can see the impact that this will have. A win for BBL on this map, and therefore this series sends FUT out of playoffs, out of the running for champs, and puts Vitality into the playoffs instead.
Yeah, that's the problem for FUT, is not having that head-to-head versus Vitality. Means that if they end up on the same record, they are the ones going out. For BBL, it will move them up in the standings. It will put them up to third place, mean they get to at least grace the upper bracket, but
there you go.
It's a very different current look. 7 floors, how many we've had? 3 or 4?
I wouldn't have imagined it would be Giant X against Gentlemates. That one's caught me off guard.
Is it because one team won really flawlessly in the first half and then the other team won really flawlessly in the second half?
It could be, honestly. 8-4, the score on our screens for BBL. The pressure's off here. They're playing for seeding, but FUT for survival. In playoffs, the run for champions. But the Pistols haven't been kind to them. Nor are they typically to any of BBL's opponents. You saw the win rate again. I think it's 61.5%, but CNET, he wants to say something about that. He wants to affect the numbers by himself. They'll only find the double. It still gives the lead to BBL in this 3v2.
Ready. Magnum is revealed, but I think falling back would be the better decision anyway. Zeus takes the lead, takes the charge. Spam, it's very close. Yumpy tagged incredibly low. Only Prophet remains healthy on the attacker's side, but the swing out from Yumpy, and he's just been on point. Isbam wants to make it into that upper bracket, and he wants to send FUT packing while he does it.
Well, that's it as well. When you join a team and they're 2-0 down against an opponent historically, you single-handedly, this roster has settled the score. At least put it neck and neck, but here is where they can, for the first time since partnership began, take the lead in series against their regional rivals. And of all the places to do it, what used to be the 82nd province of Turkey, doing it on Ascent, it has that extra flavor to it, a map that these two teams hold the record on for the longest game up against each other starting out this year. But this time, it doesn't look to be nearly as close a game, Tom.
No, especially with that second pistol, it feels like it has taken it far out of reach. Oh, Spam, this Magnum's going to take some serious damage. They've still got to be careful in rounds like this, not let things get too far out of control. Ultimately as well, you have to look at it from BBL's perspective. They started off this group stage 0-2, looking like a squad that could be bombing out after what has been a fantastic season so far, close to making it to at least the last international.
Not ready yet. Scanning ahead.
Wanting to at least mount a challenge to try and do that once again.
Oh, I thought there was hope for a second there. A lot of low HP players, that outlaw in their hands would be so valuable, especially if someone like CNET ended up with it, but he only gets a part of it delivered straight through the barrel. An in-zone flawless. They're coming for the record there as well. How many records can they get on Ascent? 10-4
well,
now for BBL.
They had the fastest pistol as well.
They
on
did,
Sunset.
you're right.
Like, it seems like BBL are just looking to break records. Everything else is a bonus. I don't know, they've still got a bit of a way. They might run out of rounds before they get enough flawlesses to do the work, unfortunately. 10-4. Say if FUT were going to do it, it has to be now. They've been a team that have made champions, made internationals before. This year
Every
hasn't
champions.
been their year. CNED is already on his last legs.
You can imagine some of those international teams going, oh, there's a Turkish team here? Wow, yeah, I can't wait to see FUT again. It's going to be great. No, their management, who's? BB what? Well, they'll learn. They'll learn pretty quickly for those that haven't already. 10-4. And a very important round. Lose this, and it's going to have to be an incredible comeback to even have a chance in the series, because this isn't the final map. Well, not if FUT win it. Zeus on to 11, a solid start.
Yeah, I thought CNED would be in trouble there. Already tagged up. The swing back, though, from Zeus has not really been covered. Krax has done well, but he's got to be careful. Players wrapping it onto him, and he goes down as well. Bear in mind, CNED's already tagged up, but he's still holding his ground, still surviving as he does it. He's going to go down to the utility, and in fact, another has fallen. Both incredibly low, though. And that's enough. A Red Bull clutch, something different showing up on the board, as Yedige will win that round, but only just.
Well, I looked down at the health bars there, and it was something like 10 HP shared between the two of them. Very much just one shot needed to close that one out, but this could have went either way, and that's a scary sign for FUT, who needed this round desperately. And even then, with it being so close, it means that this next one for BBL, where they invest again, sure, they don't have the Hunter's Fury at least to work with, and there will be some weaknesses there, if you want to call the Outlaw that, and a Bulldog to work with. But this round also carries that same weight, because FUT can't just lose this and buy back up. Look at the credits. Zeus has got a bit to spare, but everyone else is suffering, struggling. Deep push comes through. They don't know Levin's this close, but it is a trade out in the end, and then some as Yedige finds the double to keep the lead in their hands, but not for long.
Again, it's back and forth. Zeus, he's got a good timing here. That should be an easy pick, and it will be. Spike has to be careful because Yumpy is tagged desperately low, but then Yedige's been caught, and there wasn't any chance for a trade. Magnum, he's just waiting patiently, but he doesn't quite win the fight. And now for Yumpy, 11 HP in a dream. So much still to do. Otherwise, it seems like that FUT resurgence will be a possibility. He is going to have potentially a very open B site to plant on, if he can get there.
Yeah, I think the setup from FUT right now in this 2 versus 1, presumably the call's made that he's pretty low as well. You don't want to be in a spot where you can't trade each other, so although it would be massively valuable if we saw this push come out just to hold this deeper angle, you're wide open to him peeking from bottom mid, or top mid, I suppose. I always get confused. It's the bottom of the map. But sitting there, holding the A cross, holding the mid push, and then moving together back into this retake. It is definitely the right call being made. But the door broken gives Yumpy the information, and he's quick to maneuver his way in towards main. He might catch one of them off guard, but the way FUT are playing this, Mr. Fallen and Zeus just want to trade each other. They're not looking the right way, though, and the trade now could come in, but Yumpy's too quick. 11 HP, and he gets the Red Bull clutch for 11 rounds. A nail in the coffin of FUT.
The question we had coming into this year was, does this man have the stones to be an IGL? Can he be a leader? The question I'm having, well, getting towards the end of it is, has being a leader made him better individually? Because we've seen a lot of maps like this throughout the year where Yumpy has not just been good, but taken over in a team that has superstars. Like the team with 11 in it, Profect, Magnum, Sociable doesn't even need to be named at times, he's so good.
Yeah.
But then he can still be the highlight. 15 and 7, top of the board, top of the server. And winning a clutch like that, yeah, he might have just single-handedly eliminated FUT.
That clutch was huge. This guy here set him up for it as well, though. Finding that pick towards the bottom of mid, then taking one on short, set this 1 versus 2 up in the end and left those players sat on short together. Magnum's been having a great performance in recent memory as well. A guy who I think many people, when we saw him drop from Fnatic all that time ago, people were divided in their opinions of him, but whether on KC or here, I think he has proven himself so many times at this stage.
You have to look at it as well. Originally, they were looking at getting Chiwe in. That didn't happen, so they had
huge fan of him, by the way. It was a shame, but
yeah. And then they managed to like sort of move their way to eventually ending up with Magnum, and yeah, took like a duck to water. Has been. It almost feels like this team without him would be very weird. Like they have such a good chemistry between them. Now though, well, the focus is almost purely on Zeus. A Guardian invested into this round, even Light Shields alongside it. Mr. Fallen is risking it to try and give his superstar a chance.
it's an admirable call. I like this as well. Look at this rotation we're seeing now. The B site left mostly open. 4 players towards A, and BBL are walking right into it. No info tools towards the B site. They won't know that it's open. They won't know how few players are there, and it looks like even now, it's going to be Magnum and Sociable grouping up on, well, Sociable going on short. Magnum's walking mid. If he finds that pick, maybe they'll call the cancel back. Maybe they'll move towards the B side. It's hard to tell, but he doesn't. He goes down. They find a pick on A. This is where you accelerate, where you look to capitalize on that space after the initial utility's gone down. But again, no knowledge of how many players they're running into. A classic ends up opening this up. Sociable down, and a big problem now. They're almost shoehorned in. They have no information of anywhere else. They have 20 seconds. They've got to go.
Yeah, they've got to run in. The second they get their guns back, it's going to be Levin to take the space, and he's lost that fight. It's left all onto Profik, and the time now really ticking away. Isolating 3 of these is going to be incredibly difficult. He spotted the lot. But now, not, well, I was going to say not giving anything. They actually do. Shock dart. I'm going to, that's just about going to take him out. Incredibly close for the pay save card, Thrifty. And I think a very similar round to actually what we saw from BBL on the B side. You put your Vice Wall down, that's a deterrent of like, okay, they're putting that down because it's unlikely they're going to have the full team behind it because of the pacing and slow, but it worked for FUT as well. A lot closer than I would have liked to the end, though.
Well, all you need is Sociable winning that fight on short, and this round is one in the other direction. Look how close that was. I think it hit like his big toe on his left foot, but that's enough.
Hey, that's got to hurt.
Well, evidently, when you're that low, that one final straw can always break the camel's back. 11-6. FUT with a genuine lifeline. What is this push? He has gone running up.
He's the only one with a weapon. That's the thing.
Only good. The only advantage that BBL could possibly think that they have here, and he's now trapped. He's stuck by the thorns. He's caught behind that wall. He cannot TP, but they haven't peeked him for good reason.
But are they trapped with him, is the question.
Oh, this re-peek. If Krax goes for it, he's done.
It seems like everybody is basically just trying to bait at this stage.
Nice.
Profek already eliminated. This is a bigger problem because holding on to that ground can cause issues. At the same time, though, if they can get this tour de force into a post-plant position and then take the guns away, I'm nervous.
They want main. They've lost short now. The plant is for main as well. You want to scrap for that space, but Tour de Force is sitting far away. The drop from heaven so risky here. They're going to open the door and look to fight into short, in fact. And Mr. Fallen puts a quick end to that. Sociable, 5 bullets, but no chance. Great flash from Cracks. And Mr. Fallen, again, that's another big play from him. Tidying up this site. Putting 7 on the board for FUT. We thought this could have been a quick conclusion, Tom, but
there's always a comeback. Yeah. Mr. Fallen. He genuinely has been very, very good. I think it's the leaders of the teams that have definitely been a highlight, and some of the supportive util to help out was definitely there, but it got dangerous for a moment. Amoy, you can see that on the other side of things, starting to get a little bit worried. The FUT are finding some space in this game, finding some momentum. And especially coming into this next round, okay, the Tour de Force is gone, but the other 4 ults are available for BBL. This is a good time for the coaching staff to check in.
It's so strange to look at a game of Ascent for a Turkish team with CNED on it and not be talking about him. I mean, many's a time that you wouldn't dare to face that man on this map, but he's not having a good time on the Omen.
I thought you were going to mention, because we're looking at the coaching cams in that moment, and you've got 2 Turkish teams, and neither of the head coaches are Turkish. That for me is a weirdo sort of thing. It's
There's
like
guys when you need them.
You've got a guy who's actually Scottish, and of course the Ukrainian coach on the other side in Jonta. So it's definitely.
I think he's Scottish.
That's what it said on the sheet.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We'll ask Billy afterwards. She is, of course, the expert on all things Scottish.
Absolutely. 11-7. A 4-round gap between them, and it has been an impressive comeback in the previous map by FUT. They weren't able to get it across the line, but it was a photo finish. They have to rely on something a little bit better here, but this is their map pick. And after the pause of BBL, sure, the attacking side will be reworking their approach, but so will FUT. B-side was difficult to break into for the current defense, and it was all thanks to Magnum's utility. Well, now Yedege is going to be there, holding strong, the wall in position, but Levin already behind them. Luckily, Yedege is there to catch him.
Now the guns are taken away. That's going to help out Sociable a little bit. Oh, Yedege in the back. Hello. I don't think CNED had any idea how far they got. Yedege, he's going to be caught, but the flash he puts in is perfect. Helps him out at least a little, then goes swinging for more. Yedege at the back of the site! What a hold from him!
Well, you were only talking about Chiwa a little bit earlier on, and that reminds me of a play that he made once upon a time.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, but I saw the scoreboard as it filled up. Thankfully, we've got Silva observing, so we got to catch all of that from his perspective. A beautiful maneuver. The blind that came in again. We look at Cracks, and it was something that Desk mentioned coming into this series, that he's not a man who's going to be throwing team flashes. Now, his utility, there's a reason that even on maps where people say, I'm not sure about the KO here, FUT are sure. Because this guy, he's a different flavor when it comes to KO. You talked about one-trick jets. It's like, but it's certainly worthwhile.
There's a razor to fade once in a while, but it's definitely not as good. The pause, the ults. That was now 4 of the 5 ults expended by BBL in the last 2 rounds. 3 of them in the last, and they did not manage to take down Yedege at the back of that site. FUT starting to feel their way back into this game. You can see the confidence rising. That was what BBL, I'm sure, hoped to stamp out with their pause. Now it seems like they're starting to struggle, at least a little bit. Of course, we saw that in the last map, and they still closed it out. It's whether or not FUT have the cojones to take it over the line.
Well, yeah, the alarm was broken, but they still woke up in time last time. Over on Sunset. But we're no stranger to a much closer game than that here. This is risky. CNED's being pushed on. The flash caught him, he couldn't get the spam off, and now they're both falling! BBL, they've rushed in with pistols. They faced death many times, but
it's the same
not
again.
Today, it seems.
It's the same again. They go to the pistols and somehow they find something. Sociable, that's so risky. There's 3 low players, and that was one of the guns. Now things get very interesting. Okay, well, That's removed one player's gun. For everybody else, they're in exactly the same spot they were seconds ago, but for Zeus, maybe gives him that little bit of extra confidence. Yumpy there on the trade. The other two players seem a little bit delayed. I think they're wary of main, but it's taken them so long that fight for Zeus was solo, and now they've actually lost the space they were fighting. There's players wrapping round behind. Yumpy, I don't know how he's still alive. Profix 1 HP as well, but somehow both of them are holding. It's a pay save card, Thrifty. BBL, they've done it again.
It looks like just a blip in communication there. You have one player running into the site while the others are either waiting for utility to come back online or waiting to throw it through. But either way, the pack was separated. This was it. Zeus goes forward. He's clearing main even as he walks down the alleyway. That's a freebie.
Let's go!
BBL do well to get in the side, but again, CNED not finding the pickup close. It was a great flash coming through from Levin, but that's such a disappointing round for FUT. That should have been an 11-9 and a very tight gap, but now 4 chances to close this game, to lock FUT out of champs. This will be a historic game for BBL, who will be taking it 3-2 in results against FUT, and it looks like we're just moments away from confirming it.
Fallen desperately needs to try and get something, but the pulses of the ult not working. I think he's definitely nervous of Profec's position. A lost fight here would be problematic. But again, another sublime flash that helps out from Cracks. Levels things up once again.
Great nade as well. Stopping them from following up on the drone. That was scary, but they've gotten away with it. FUT keeping the 4v4 late into the game, but this short fight, it could have been everything lost, but it's traded out yet again. They keep it close. All just being tripped to take the information away. This A site is everything. If Cracks loses this, at least if he loses without taking someone down, it will be a disaster, but TP comes through. No, it's cancelled. Again, the pressure relies on Cracks, but he's safely under heaven.
Magnum's found one. Magnum finds CNED. That's the info. They now know that there can only be one player on this side of the map, or at least should have a decent idea of it. Cracks below, though. He's positioned himself well, and he gets both! That's the spike on the deck. The round's already over. Magnum, he shouldn't have enough time. He would have to kill both of them right here and now, and look at where Yedajay is on the other side of the map. Cracks is the hero, and FUT live to fight another day.
He's so damn reliable. And it's not just those fights on the side. Look at the flash he threw into A main that got this flash. Thank you. This flash got them that pick onto Profect.
The trade as well.
The trade on short and then the fight on the bottom of the site. This was all integral to FUT breathing deep into this series, deep into this map, but they need 3 more in a row.
Check your posture.
You'd look at the scoreboard. He's not been having the best game individually, but his flashes have been there all the way through. Now putting up some numbers alongside it. Definitely still a possibility, but there's also been blips. Mistakes made. The swing out from Yedajay doesn't return with a kill, and unfortunately Mr. Farland's been lost. It's problematic. Both fights being lost almost immediately. A push coming down into middle as well that could just catch out any rotations. It has done. Cracks has gone down. Zeus at least with 1. But they now have the A site under control. A 2v4 to keep them not just in the tournament, but in this year.
Great pick by Zeus. They're back on the horse by the looks of things, but it's still an uphill battle. 2 versus 3, low HP. This could lock them out of playoffs. Lock FUT out of champs history in the making. And it's just 1 pick away with 100's Fury to close it. 3-2 in franchise. BBL have settled the score against their regional rivals. They'll go into playoffs as Seed 3. And FUT, for the first time, we will not see them at the top of the top. We will not see them at champions. We won't even see them in playoffs.
No, it is a very surprising world we live in right now. And well, you mentioned it maybe 3-2 over the last few years, but it is 3-0 this year for BBL. This squad, this roster have come in and they have changed the story of this matchup. It was one in the past where you would put FUT as that favorite, and each time BBL have come in and proven that to be wrong. They built a solid roster. They took a risk going international. And while they have earned their spot in the playoffs, and more importantly, earned their spot in the upper bracket, because going straight into that lower bracket in that 4th seed, it is a dangerous place to be. You don't even know who you'll be facing until the day before.
That's exactly it. Having that little bit of a buffer in that upper bracket for a team like this. We saw the standings earlier, but it's all about making that deep run in playoffs, that's securing champions, and top 2 is the best way to do that. For FUT on the other side, it's going to be strange not seeing them there. Even just in playoffs, this is a squad we've come to expect so much from. But this stage, it's not quite the story that we were hoping for, not the one we're used to. And BBL, like you said, 3-0 with this roster. The org now leads in franchise head-to-heads, but this team stands undefeated against FUT. A well-earned bow from BBL as they are heading to playoffs, and who knows,